Good morning, students. Welcome to you all again, Subhash Chandra Academy e-learning classes. So, hope you all are fine and very enthusiastic. Today we are going to discuss the second chapter of your English Flamingo book, An Elementary School Classroom in Islam, which is composed by Stephen Spender, 1909 to 1995. As I again mentioned, and I am repeating again, that before starting any certain kind of chapter or poem, we must have to know that who is wrote that particular chapter or poem, and then explanation, and at the last important literary devices. Okay, so Stephen was a poet and English essayist. Spender had a keen interest in politics, and so he declared himself as socialist and pacifist. His work concentrated on themes of social injustice and class struggle. So, before going there, giving you a small introduction about the poem means that you can able to understand and correlate to yourself that what is the poem is actually indicating. The poem, written by Stephen Spender, and describes the social inequalities which are prevailing in society. In the poem, he describes the conditions and the students of an elementary school which is situated in Slum area. The poet wants to draw the attention of everyone towards these kids so that their life can be improved and they may get trained to become good citizens of their cities. Okay, so one more thing that I want to indicate, the poem has been written in free verse. This is the first poem of your class 12. Free verse is a form of poetic devices, which is means that there will be a no rhyming scheme. At the last poem you also had been seen that there is a no any such kind of rhyming word. Okay, so again is here same, there is a no any rhyming word, and we will read, we will come just study this poem in a same way. So the poem has been divided into five stanzas. Okay, and we will take a one stanza one by one, and then we will discuss about it with the explanation. Okay, far far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootlet weeds, the hair was torn round their pallor, the tall girl with her weight down head. So the poet describes here the children who study in an elementary school which is set up in a slum area. The poet says that the faces of children are dull and without any energy. As we see that the people who actually living in slum area, they not so much energetic, and they are not full of energy like other kids of their age. Means what, those slum areas children who is actually studying in those slum school, they are not very energetic, and the children are compared to unwanted weed. As well as here the writer want to say that these children seem to be fallen, and it is a, it is a something kind of forceful things, like something kind of forceful study which is given to them. As well as he indicating what, the paper seeming boy, the rat's eyes, the stunned, the unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's grand disease, his lesson from his desk at back of dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream, and a squirrel grim in tree room other than this. So this is the first para. Now coming back to the explanation, we are going to say here, as we left earlier, the children who is actually studying there are totally changed, and the boy's eyes reflect greed and he wants to achieve everything, because the the children who either living in India or living in any other certain countries, they want to achieve everything. And then he describe, means what poet describe, another student who is physically disabled. The poet says that this boy is unlucky because he inherited disease from his father, due to which he was deformed body. As well as at the back of the class in dim dark area was a small boy who was not visible to the poet, as he was sitting in darkness. And he told that, but even he is darkness, but that boy which were bright and full of dream, and he was not paying to attention to the class, because of what, it seemed as if he was rather interested in playing with squirrel in tree house. So we can understand that the situation of first para as the introduction about the poem, that the children is not so much keen to study in a classroom, they are correlate to themselves to outside of the classroom, outside of the window. So literary devices we use here, we get here in the first stanza. The first one is simile, and the line came here, simile used as like so. Children are compared with rootlet weeds, like rootlet weed. Okay, and in the metaphor, boy is compared with paper as he is thin, paper seeming boy, and there is repetition, use of for to stress on distance. Okay, and then moving further to second stanza, I just make a screen size big for you, may be able to understand or see very clearly. Okay, very good. On shower cream walls, donation and Shakespeare's head. There is a picture and something is actually written there. Cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, ballet flowery, trellis valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world. Okay, so getting the explanation of these lines, poet described the walls of the school. They are cream in color, like the color of shower cream. This means that walls are not clean. They have not been painted recently. The walls are covered with different charts and images that must have been donated by different peoples. Means what we have seen, so many walls and other things where we find it, those person who donated something kind of money as a charity, the person or people used to write their name in such in a such kind of walls. So there is also a picture of great Shakespeare on the wall, and his head, which is bald, looks like a rising sun at the horizon. Okay, and then open-handed map awarding the world its world, and yet for these children these windows not this map, their world where all their future painted with a fog. So for the children there is an image of map which helps all in its own way, but for these children the map is world is irrelevant, because the slum where they live is different from the shows the map. And actually this is very good thing, that what we saw in our cell phone or in our smartphone as the Google route, it is very trustworthy to find it in a real way, maybe not. So that's why the children says that the things has been showing into the map, it's not real. The world is only what they see out of window of the classroom, the slum, their future of the darkness, and their future is compared to narrow street, which means that there is a no wide scope available for their future growth. Now moving further to third paragraph, and before that, uh, literary devices use here metaphor, assonance. Metaphor, shower cream walls, that line, and second one, narrow street sealed with a lead sky. And second literary devices for the second stranger, that is assonance. Assonance means what? Any such kind of vowel word like a, e, I, o, u get a repetition, and repetition is what? Ballet, flowery, trellis, valley. Okay, moving further to third stranger, getting here, surely Shakespeare's is weak. The map is bad example with ships and suns and love tempting them to steal. For leaves that slowly turn in their cramped holes from fog to endless night. And here is explaining it is a something kind of sadness. The poet further says that the children living in this slum area have faced so many hardships that they feel even other person to be their enemy. For them, Shakespeare is an evil man. Why? They don't find the map to be a good thing. They were never liked or loved by anyone. Yeah, and that's very reality that the people or the children who belongs to a poor family or something kind of not very certain, not very rich, so the society always neglect them. And the line is in the fourth stanza, on their slag heap these children wear skins peeped through by bones and speckles of street which mended glass like bottle beads on stones. All of their time and spaces are foggy slum, but so blot their maps with slum as big as Doom. So, while moving further, the second stanza of fourth paragraph, it's actually explaining that their skin is like the thin layer of cloth and bones beneath are visible through the skin. It's like in Hindi we use kuposhan. These kids suffer from malnutrition. They wear spectacles which are made of steel. They are cheap and very uncomfortable. The spectacles look like stones which have been repaired with pieces of glass sticking out of them. As these slums are getting bigger, they will destroy the future of these children, and it is very different to such kids to escape from them. Okay, so the writer used here metaphor as literary devices. The line is came there, cramped holes. The second literary devices for fourth stanza, like bottle beats on stones. And alliteration. Alliteration use here for alliteration is a use of sound here from fog. So the sound of consonant word, sorry, consonant letter like ff again is repeating here. Moving further, the last stanza of this poem, unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map become their window, and these windows that shut upon their leaves like catacombs break or break open till they break down. And shows the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands and let their tongue run naked into books. The white and green leaves open the history. Their whose language is the sun. So the explanation, and there is a word used here, catacombs, which is given a meaning that a long underground gallery which is with the excavations in its side for the tombs. Okay, so the poet says that the government should take a notice of the problems being faced by these kids. He also urged them to change the life of these kids and make the world map reality for them. There is a need to break the restrictions which are put on them due to poverty and lack of resources. He wants the governor and public to help these kids in achieving their dreams, as well as he told that he wants these kids to experiences the sense and beauty of nature, as this will lead to a desire of gaining knowledge. And the last he explaining what they will then go through the white and green leaves. Here white leaves despite books and green despite for the nature. This will then result of their progress, and they will be able to paint bright future for themselves. Again, while moving further, I am giving you literary devices of this stranger. That is first one metaphor, the white green leaves upon, and second one anaphora. Anaphora, use of repeated words in two consecutive lines like ran azure and ran naked. So this is all about the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by Stephen Spender. While moving further, I am again requesting to you all, is there any query or any doubt you have in your mind, you can ask me. I will surely giving you your questions answer. Till then, signing off today. Have a nice day.